Kitchen again. And we are going to do an Easter video for you. And just before we start, I want to show something for the cousins and any other strange people that might like to watch this. But this is really for the cousins. Alright, Grandma Rose just came over, and I'm going to have to show you what she brought for Easter. Alright, we got the lamb with jelly bean eyes and nose, and coconut hair, and a baby lamb, and those of the cousins in our family are going to laugh when they see the lambs, because the lambs are for Easter. And the funny thing about the whole lamb thing is, we don't know where it came from, but apparently there's a lot of lamb figurine cakes around. And if you Google it, Easter lamb cake or something like that, it'll come up. Anyway, do you know where the lamb came from?
No.
No?
Yeah. Lamb of God, you take away the sins of the world, have mercy on us.
Alright, well that's where the lamb came from? She's saying Lamb of God? Why is there a lamb cake on Easter Sunday? I don't know. But anyway, we got the lambs. And today we're in Axel's kitchen. You got your back to the camera, huh? You're supposed to be on this side of the table. The camera's over there?
Your wife is supposed to be over there. She's baking, not
Okay. Today it's the Thursday before Easter, and what we're going to make today is what some people refer to, and we did in our family, as pizza cane.
Pizzagina.
Pizzagina?
Yes.
Pizzagina. I don't know. Pizzagina, pizza cane. You know, somebody posted something on Facebook not too long ago that had it spelled as Pizza-cane, which they said wasn't the correct spelling, but that's how you say it.
Pizza rustica is the right way.
But that's right. And then there's people that call it pizza rustica. But whenever you go anywhere and get pizza rustica, it's not what we make. And what it seems like is every family makes it different based on what their relatives did before. And it's sort of like, for those non-Italians, it's sort of like a quiche. And it's got meat and cheese and a pastry shell. And some people will take like a pie crust and chop up meats and cheeses, put it in the pie crust, and then cover it with eggs, almost like they're making a quiche. And then they'll put a pie crust over it, bake it in the oven, and that'll be their pizza rustica. What we do in our family is we kind of make it like a lasagna. And we make our own crust, part of it. Really? It's a noisy place, Axel's kitchen, because when we open our cabinets, everything falls out. Anyway, well, we make it like a lasagna, and we make our own crust, which is really the best part of it. And we make the crust, and then we'll put like a layer of meat, a layer of cheese, layer of meat, layer of cheese, layer of meat. How many layers do we do?
4 layers.
4 layers? Grandma Rose says 4 layers. So we do 4 layers, or 5 layers. We'll show you. And then we pour eggs over it to sort of even out the filling, and then put a crust over it, bake it in the oven, and we don't really try to eat it until Easter. That doesn't always work. You can eat it room temperature, you can eat it cold, or you can put it in the toaster oven, which is my favorite way to have it. Put a piece in the toaster oven, warm it up just a little bit, and it's really nice. So we're going to get everything set up, and we'll show you step by step how we make it. Alright, so easiest way to do it is right on the countertop. So we clean the countertops off, and we're going to make the doughs first?
Yes,
Naturally. I don't know.
well, you have to make the dough first. And you line up grease the pan, and you line it up first with a layer of, what do you call it? We roll the dough, and we put the dough underneath.
Underneath, on the bottom?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to make the dough first, because naturally you make the dough first. What do I know?
Well,
You want a knife?
well,
I got a Rural King box cutter.
what?
I got a Rural King box cutter. We bought it at my new favorite store, Rural King.
Where?
I can't slice something open with my box.
No.
But I bought it at Rural King. Rural King.
Oh.
It's a new store in Radford. Alright, anyway.
Now
Grandma Rose has got the flour. She's dumping it all over the countertop.
about 5 pounds of flour on it,
5 pounds of flour? 5 pounds of flour.
or half a bag. This is 10 pounds this big. We might have to make it again.
Alright, do I have to cut the cheese?
Yes, but what's that
I'm
other
cutting
cheese?
the dough right now.
No, you
I think,
make
no, you're making the dough.
Why? Are you making?
Because I gotta cut the cheese.
Huh?
I always have to cut the cheese.
Of course you do.
Alright, so we got a 10-pound bag of flour. That's the big bag.
Wash my hands.
I already did,
And,
except for my thumb.
all right, open this up.
Alright, and then we got a can of Crisco
Oh, we don't need it
vegetable
all.
shortening. What?
We're not gonna use all of that. Do
You
you
said we
have
could use it all.
a small pot?
Yeah.
We'll put warm water in it and we leave it here and that's what you're gonna help it'll help you mix the dough.
Alright, so
Not hot, warm,
the dough is pretty much made out of flour, Crisco, and water.
yes,
Right? That's really it.
yes. No salt because there's salt in the cold cuts.
Okay. Got that? Alright, so no salt, because the meat is salty enough. We don't really add salt too much when we cook. Anyway. Alright.
Okay.
What am I doing?
Make a
well?
hole, make a well. Take
Gotta
a nice.
speak loud, loud. Speak loud.
I'm making a well.
Alright, now, put your
Very
hands,
uncooperative people.
put your hands in here and, well, get a spoon.
No, I'll use my, I'll
Alright.
scoop it out, but
Go
a
ahead.
handful?
Yeah. More than that,
Put in there.
yes. You did this last
I
year.
know, I'm just double checking.
You did this last year.
I know I did.
That's it. Now break it up in the flour. Make like pebbles come out of it. It's gotta be all.
Alright, well you do that, I'm gonna cut the cheese. What kind of cheese am I cutting?
Mozzarella
Mozzarella, it's
cheese.
over there.
How do you say it?
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
How do you say it? For
Mozzarella.
those of you Southerners, it's called mozzarella. It's the only time I really make fun of the Southerners when you can't pronounce Italian food.
Right.
We may have to make this again.
We should really buy one of those cheese
Mozzarella
knives.
again.
We don't have one of them, do we?
What?
A cheese knife. One of those like wire thing, cheese slicer.
Alright.
That's next on my tool list, tools for the kitchen. I hope you're watching because this is the hardest part right here, what they're doing. In the meantime, I'm going to take the mozzarella and I'm going to slice it into like 1/4-inch thin slices.
That's good. Now, take that and just put it aside. This? Yeah. Yeah. This way we... Okay, make a hole again.
What would that dough be considered, like pastry dough?
Yeah.
What would you call it?
Yeah. Dough.
Crust?
Wouldn't be called pizza dough.
No.
No.
Crust. It's
What kind of
crust.
dough would it be?
The crust.
Pie crust dough?
Pie crust.
Alright, so back to the cheese. I'm not using a mandolin slicer because this is what happened last time I used a mandolin slicer. So anyway, we're just taking these blocks, what are they, 1 pound?
Yes.
1 pound blocks of mozzarella, or mozzarella. And you're gonna take this cheese, it doesn't make a difference what brand. The easiest way to slice it is to freeze it.
Enough Crisco there?
And then the morning that you're gonna make it, take it out of the freezer so it partially defrosts, and it's a little bit easier to slice when it's partially frozen. And then you're gonna slice them up,
Squeeze it
and
in your hands.
I don't really know how much. I mean, we got 2 pounds,
That's-
but we might use less, we might use more, who knows? I think we got more than 2 pounds. It's probably another pound in the refrigerator. The quantities you're really gonna have to figure out on your own. There's no set amount to the quantities. And what do we buy, pounds of the
Cold cuts?
cold cuts or 2 pounds?
No, about 1.5 pounds of ham, a pound of salami because it goes far. Couple, about a 1/2 pound of prosciutto, provolone, about a pound of everything if you wanna make 2 pies.
So there you go, about a pound of everything if you want to make 2 pies. Get it sliced thin. The thinner the cold cut, the better. Not shredded,
too
just
thin,
thin.
not
Like
shredded.
paper thin, but on the thin side. This stuff, instead of 1/4 inch, maybe it's an 1/8 inch. It's more like an 1/8 inch. As thin as you could slice it without it falling to pieces is how much you want to slice this. And then they're going to keep making the dough. All they're doing is just kneading it and adding a little bit of slightly warm water and kneading it and some slightly warm water.
No.
There was really no measurement for the Crisco except for like 2 handfuls.
3
They put in.
handfuls.
3 handfuls? 3 handfuls. My mistake.
Just knead it, I'm gonna give you a little more flour, but I want you to, just here, put this in your hands. And, no, in your hands and get off that, yeah.
Needs more water maybe?
It's almost ready. I don't know how my mother did this.
I mean, you don't know how your mother did it. You're doing it, aren't you?
She made, you don't know, have big things like this she used to make for my uncles, they all,
And what did she call it?
it's again.
So what are you telling me to call it Pizza Rustica? Nobody ever called it
That's
Pizza
the
Rustica.
correct way.
So where's Pizza King come from?
Who knows, what do you call from Italy said pizzacchini today.
How do you know when it's done?
Well, when it's nice and smooth, I think so, I felt it. Now, just take it, you make the sign of the cross, say that on your radio.
You gotta say, look at the thing and tell them.
Now, the dough is ready,
Yeah.
and we'll make the sign of the cross, that next year will come out better than this year. Leave the knife here, because she needs, now, we're gonna make the thing, the bottom is always a little bit thicker
Right.
than the top. The top is thin as you could make it. And the bottom is just to hold the eggs and everything. Alright.
Wow.
I was gonna say put the oven on. Alright, cut a piece off and.
Half and half?
No, a piece for your pan. Where's your pan?
Right there.
Just right there.
Alright,
Do I gotta grease that?
yes, give it to me and I'll grease it.
That big?
We'll try it, yeah. Whatever is left.
Alright, here's our first one. We're using a glass Pyrex.
Can I say come out?
The size really doesn't matter.
No.
The bigger the size, the more
Where's the roll?
shit you gotta put in it. Alright, and you grease the pan with the Crisco.
Hold the roll.
And you eat the mozzarella as you're cooking it.
See, I don't do that. I don't even taste anything.
I'm on a diet.
That's why now we're making it on Holy Thursday instead of Good Friday like usual, because then you
Yeah.
get to pick at all the cold cuts.
I'm on a diet. I'm gonna have a meal bar. Alright, so Grandma Rose greased it with the Crisco. Heavy on the Crisco, apparently. Alright, they cut a little chunk off of the dough that they made. And now she's gonna roll it out, which takes a little while. I'll put some flour underneath it, some flour on top, so the roller moves nice.
What do you want to do?
You're gonna keep picking it up and turning all ways.
Isn't that what the rolling pin's for? Can't you just...
Because you're not going sideways.
See that roll, I got the rolling pin that spins by itself,
I
you
have
know.
another one in there. This was the first one I found.
Another thing, when you roll, don't press hard on the end. Just go easy, because that's it. Do it again, this way, don't go to the end. Okay. Do it this side. Try not to go that roll in the end. There's a reason for that.
And what's the reason?
I'll tell you in a minute.
You're pretty much trying to roll it out to the size of the pan, including the sides. And the front and rear
Gotta
edges.
allow it an inch overhang.
And then an inch overhang on top of that.
So turn it around.
Too thick yet. See, the ends will be thicker, but we just could roll it out right out. So that's why you don't. Alright, now, when you get here, you see this? This has gotta come on this.
You know, Michelle, if you made more things throughout the year that involved the rolling pin, you'd be better at it when Easter time comes.
You really don't want me to answer that, do you? She makes smart-ass remarks, I'm gonna give you a smart-ass answer.
Especially being you've got a rolling pin in your hand, and I wouldn't try.
Listen to your mother. When rolling pin is in
Oh.
hand, you be nice.
Roll.
One day I burnt Steve with an iron because I don't know. He got me like it would hurt. You know him. He was always teasing.
Like him.
Keep away from me. I'm getting mad. Keep away from me. And I just touched him. Oh my God! I burnt him. Okay, I think that's fine. See now the ends we're gonna cut off
I know.
because we're gonna even it out. Is your pan greasy?
That's right,
Oh,
you
yeah.
greased it. That's what I'm saying, that's a big pan, is that big enough?
Right now, fold it in half. Put it halfway in. Halfway. Okay, that's enough.
Think it's long enough?
No, it's not long enough.
I don't think it's long enough.
You can take a little, Ma. Move the whole thing over a little.
Wait.
It's thick, so you could handle it. Let's just go down.
The key here is to get it in and not rip it or put a hole in it. You want it to be a barrier because we're going to fill it up with a wet mixture of goodness that we want to be retained inside the crust.
Hang on.
This is the hardest part. If you have trouble with this, you could buy a pre-made crust and it's never going to be as good, or you can just keep on Googling and try to find a method or a recipe to make a vegetable shortening and flour crust, pastry crust really. Alright, so she's trimming off some of the excess, not all of it, because you need a little bit of it to roll back over to meet the top crust.
I'm cutting where I told her to leave it thick.
Alright, so now that we have
Do that.
the
Leave this-
bottom of the
Yeah,
pastry
I know.
shell in the pan, alright, we're going to set up our meat, which is, we start with ham.
It's a prosciutto.
Prosciutto. We start with prosciutto on the bottom. For those that are in the south and the other parts of the country, prosciutto. All right, when you go to the deli or the supermarket and you get your lunch meat, you're gonna get prosciutto.
But
But if you find an Italian deli, it's prosciutto. Would it be?
what you need to do first is make sure they're fresh and taste it.
All right, I can't do that because I'm on a diet. I'm gonna have an easy bake oven muffin. And pretty much all you're going to do is just put it in there so you're not overlapping or anything. You're just covering the bottom of the crust with the prosciutto.
With meat. The first layer is prosciutto, but meat, red. Because the crust is white. Next, provolone. Now you put that over here.
I know, I'm not finished yet.
Don't go easy. Okay, the holes.
Okay.
All right, here's our first layer in our lasagna. And now we're going to add thinly sliced provolone cheese, soft provolone.
Slicing cheese,
Slicing provolone.
yeah.
And then what we need to do is get a knife.
What do they call provolone in the south? Do they call it provolone?
I don't know if they have it.
Of course they have it.
Cheese.
It's not 1970.
It's cheese.
what's next?
This is the Italian ham,
Gabagool.
gabagool.
Italian ham, gabagool. What's it say on the package? I'm really interested
Gabagool.
to know how it's spelled.
Ham capicola,
Weird.
Don't they call it ham cappy?
yes.
No, this is the cheese.
That's the cheese, maybe I threw that. Done with that.
Ham cappy or gabagool.
Let me see.
It's capicola.
Capicola?
Yes.
This is Genoa salami.
All right, so it's Italian ham, like she said, ham cappy or gabagool with a G, right? Gabagool with a G?
C.
Yeah, with a C. It sounds like a G though.
It's
For the Southerners, it's capicola.
Yeah,
Sort of like
Here it is.
Coca-Cola, capicola. Cappicola. Capicola. So when you
Alright.
walk into the Kroger's, ask for some capicola, and they're gonna say,
Do what?
right, if you can't find capicola
Now,
or
put that
gabagool,
on.
then you can substitute any kind of like Italian ham or spicy ham, just not regular ham. All right, the mozzarella or mozzarella. All right, then show them how thin it is, so that they get an idea for how thin it is. It's sort of like an 1/8 inch, 1/8 to 1/4 inch. The thinner you can make it, the better. It's just tough to cut thin sometimes.
Well, you could get it at the deli counter also sliced. You don't have to buy the blocks. You can just.
Why don't you
Costs
just
a
do
lot
that?
more.
Oh, it costs a lot more.
Of course. All this dear cold cuts is $48. It's not cheap.
Nope.
And it wasn't cheap when my parents did it years ago, and it wasn't this expensive. And she used to complain.
But gas was 5 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
All right, so our next layer is just regular ham, regular deli ham.
Yeah. I didn't get boar's head. That's regular ham. Everything else is boar's head. He made me taste it. I said, all right. Gives me.
It's all the same when it goes in here. Because there's not one specific flavor.
You could be healthy with that because I got whole pounds. That makes a lot. Now we could use the provolone again. You go easy with that.
Now, some people, instead of getting thin sliced cold cuts, will get it cut thick, right, like a 1/4 inch thick, and chop it up and cube it, and throw everything mixed together all cubed in like that. And that's the way a lot of times you see it in delis and restaurants, because it's a lot faster to make. It's actually faster and easier to make.
And they buy the pizza dough and they do it with the pizza dough. That's how Linda Model does it. She chops it up.
My grandfather used to make like that too.
But when people chop it up, a lot of times they put pepperoni in it. And
They do.
pepperoni's very overpowering. You taste the pepperoni
And
constantly.
you know what else they
Yeah.
put in? Sausage.
Sauce. Well,
They
sausage
take it
I
out
like.
of the casing
Yeah.
and they fry it. That's
I
what-
wouldn't mind the sausage, but
hard-boiled
the
eggs.
pepperoni's very overpowering. Whenever I ever had one that somebody put pepperoni in, it always just tastes like pepperoni.
Oh, you should have told me. I would have.
I don't want pepperoni in it.
No, I don't want pepperoni in it because the whole thing tastes like pepperoni.
Right.
I don't like the pepperoni in it because it all tastes like pepperoni in it. I don't want it to taste like pepperoni. I want it to taste like a...
Meat pie.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this.
Now we got the salami. Genoa salami.
So it's salami, as you would say in the South, salami.
And Steve, we're gonna eat, Robert, we're gonna eat that cheese.
I got cheese. I know cheese.
Pepper, pass some bathroom.
Yeah.
Come on, pass. What's that? What's that? Come on, pass.
The salami goes a long way. We always have leftover salami.
Come on.
I dropped last night that I only bought a half a pound. I got up during the night, my sleep, to go in the refrigerator to see. I said, because that goes a long way, yeah,
Right,
but
this you can technically get probably a half a pound of the salami. You always
I
Well,
don't
if
like
you're
ham,
gonna
though. I'm
have a double
afraid.
the meat, you double the salami and the ham. not the prosciutto.
Right.
If you're gonna double the
Yeah.
cheese, you double the provolone.
All right, we put the mozzarella cheese
I
on top.
have a picture.
We gotta do another layer of mozzarella? We got more mozzarella?
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one there, okay.
Oh, it's hot.
You got the whole backyard done? Did you pick up what whole that you raked?
Not, I don't know, what
You gotta put it in the garbage can with the bag.
After
Well, how do I
that,
pick it up?
we're gonna
Huh?
make,
How do I pick it up?
put the ham and then we'll put the
Or
eggs.
show.
You
Wow.
get a big bowl and put a dozen of more eggs.
Is it dozen or is it 18?
We,
I told the man the 18.
well, it's according to her pan. You could put 18.
Well, we can put 18, because if anything, we just use it if we make an omelet tomorrow. Save it and make an omelet.
No, we're gonna make another one.
No, I'm
We
saying if
take
there's
home.
no enough. If you make too much,
Am I-
if you,
Am I doing gabagool or regular ham?
No, regular ham.
regular here.
Okay. Gee, we only bought a half a pound of gabagool. It's $10 a pound, would you believe it? I paid $5.09 for that. Now, you gotta do, from foot, it's according to the size of the pan, you use the eggs. I would say that pan is a big size.
Well, you put it in the sink.
I would say try, go for 16 eggs.
16?
Yeah.
Shells in there, eggs in there. You're 18.
And Steve,
Now we
Robert,
spread the ragout.
oh,
Oh, and you gotta mix the pepper.
you gotta put a lot of black pepper in.
In with the eggs.
And
Can we just use
yeah.
this one? The table grind?
All right, so after we got, so what do we have? We have,
Finer or table
No,
grind is okay?
table grind.
we have meat, cheese,
When you're very thirsty
Meat.
after it.
provolone. Meat, did you, were you keeping
Give
track?
me a spoon.
Meat, cheese, meat, cheese, meat, cheese, meat, cheese, till you get it 3/4 of the way full.
You end up with the meat.
And you finish, and you start with meat, end with meat, and now you're taking some, how do you say this? What is this called?
Ricotta.
Huh?
Ricotta.
Michelle, what is it called?
Ricotta.
Ragout, or if you're in the south,
Ricotta.
ricotta.
Now, don't spread it out.
We
Put
glob
a
it.
lump here and
Yes,
there.
lumps. You put lumps.
Yes,
Right, we put lumps because it spreads out on its own when you cook it.
right. And it looks prettier inside when you go to,
Oops. I fixed that. You want big lumps, little lumps?
that's fine,
lumps.
what you do.
Big lumps, good cheese.
Yeah, but you have to be careful. It's too.
The corner. That's it. That's it. All right, now we gotta put this. All right, put this aside and start rolling to the top. Because we can't put the
All
eggs
right,
in
so-
until you start rolling.
Steven is,
Oh, get out of here.
all right, so Steven's cracking 18 eggs, 16 eggs?
Yes,
16 eggs. He's cracking 16 eggs into a bowl. We're gonna preheat the oven, and we're gonna do the pastry for the top, which is gonna be very thin, right?
Yes.
Yeah, are we
It's
baking
thick.
them all at once?
No, you gotta put it in the oven.
What temperature?
350. Put a little higher to start, and then we lower it.
So like 400. All right, 16 to 18 eggs. If you buy the 18 egg, dozen and a half thing, and then you add in black pepper and a lot of it.
A lot of black pepper.
All right, so there's our eggs with the black pepper. You could see the black pepper in it. That's how you know you got enough.
Go ahead.
Fill it up.
And then show the Polish egg.
Got it.
It's not gonna stay out. Forget it. I'm just gonna put it away.
Yeah, it's gotta work.
Come in.
All right, so there's our
All right.
egg mixture poured in.
Here, you
Okay.
good?
Here.
You good?
If you got too much, I'll take it.
Yeah, you can take a little bit.
Fine. Scissor. Scissor.
Did you guys stop walking into the tripod?
You did it.
Is there anything over here? Here, cut you the extra.
Come here.
Now we roll.
Yeah, now,
But you've started, so now I can't.
why not?
I mean, it's not gonna be the,
All right, come over here.
oh, we got a little bit of a knot here, a hole. I was never good at this part. The easiest part.
It's not the easiest part because you gotta roll it
You gotta take
so
the
that it
bottom,
seals up.
take the bottom and squeeze it together. Squeeze the bottom together so it doesn't open.
Four.
Now here's,
Alright, so now we're just putting a little egg on top?
Yeah.
movies, actually, taking movies, it's a smart idea, very good.
Yeah.
I've been doing movies for 8 months.
I know, but to do something like this, you'll have
The bottom.
That's enough. That's enough.
Last week I recorded you
How's the
using a cell phone.
Good.
Yeah, I know, you have to, you probably gonna put it on Facebook.
I want that.
No, we need, that's the, we need toothpick.
What?
He's videoing.
All right, go ahead, put it in the oven.
Should I put
That's
my-
enough holes?
Yeah.
Alright, so you seal it up and roll it, some egg wash and some holes. How many holes?
I'll be right
And
back.
just put here in the egg, let the air out.
Here and there.
Here and there to let the air out. And then you stick it in the oven, middle rack, 350
Alright, go
degrees. Oh no, what are we at 400 right now,
All
right?
right, now lower
You're
it.
frying a lot of butter.
No,
No.
you need it for 400.
400.
For 10 minutes.
10 minutes, 400 degrees. So it's gonna go like 10 minutes, right? At 400,
Yeah,
I'm gonna set the top.
just to seal it up a little bit, right?
yeah.
And then 350,
350 for about an hour and a half.
hour and a half until it looks,
The
the crust looks cooked.
Cooked. Okay, then we got.
I'll do this one. I wanna try to just do it myself. Cause when I always have help, I'm not always gonna have help when I'm making it. You know?
See, there's a lot of overhang here, so,
No, I know, I'm not
It isn't.
finished yet. I have to.
no, it's gotta, no, take it out again. See, there's more on this, okay.
I need more on my end.
Got that, you can just fry those.
Okay.
Do you want the big or the little?
I just need a block.
Block? I guess that's the big one.
Actually, tell her to get me the soft cream cheese.
Huh?
The soft cream cheese.
Why? Why is he whispering?
Not whipped.
Oh, I don't want to interfere with this. Bless you.
God bless.
Not the whipped, just the spreadable.
Spread it.
Yeah.
Okay. You should see it.
Again.
Is that gabagool?
No.
Not yet. That's Stevie. No, you wouldn't.
You don't like it,
I know.
Okay, what's after that? Cheese.
Mozzarella again?
Hello?
Oh,
Provolone.
prosciutto, provolone, ham, mozzarella, gabagool, provolone, salami, mozzarella,
And then ham again.
And
and then ham again.
That's it.
It's gonna reach?
yeah. Now I'm gonna cut.
Short on this side. No, no, just pull it a little more. It's a little short. Okay.
And squeeze it together.
Top
Squeeze
and the
it.
bottom.
Yes, but make sure you grab the bottom and put your finger on the bottom and give it a twist. And you're gonna start twisting it. See this here? Just turn it. See, here's the bottom. Gotta make sure, squeeze it together. And if it's too thick, you could cut it off, but make sure you know what you're cutting. Sure you got the bottom?
I have it.
Good. Put it in right now.
Even with the other one cooking?
Yeah. You know why? If you let this lay, the eggs are gonna make the dough very soggy and it won't cook right.
Oh, okay.
It will cook.
Just spread it around with the bottom of the spoon.
I go like this. Okay, stick it in the oven.
It's gonna go right in the oven?
Go in long ways? No. Alright, put that in. You could always move it up, you know?
Because then when we're making the other one, I'm gonna have to put it in next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have to time the second one when in at 3:05, right? Doesn't
So
matter.
15 minutes behind. All right, so that's 2 in, and we're gonna make the third one, and if we have enough filling ingredients left, we'll roll out some more dough and we'll make a fourth one even. They never go bad. This stuff stays in the refrigerator for quite some time, a good 2 weeks, if not 3 weeks. What do you say now?
Why?
Yeah, 3 weeks when you put it in the toaster oven. It's fine.
Freeze it.
Freeze it?
You freeze it.
Oh, is that what you were doing? All right, so you could freeze it. I guess not.
Yes.
So 2 weeks, or freeze it, and then take it out, put it in the toaster oven, and it's good. Anyway, they're gonna do number 3 and a mini number 4 if you have enough.
Or I can just make one bigger one.
No, you got a Pyrex there too.
You can't make them all.
What I'm saying is I just make, not as big as the first one, but I have one in between.
Yeah, that's fine.
If we have enough stuff.
So we got enough stuff to make 4. We're gonna wind up making 4.
I'm gonna make 3.
3.
This is a big one.
Oh, that's the third. Oh, so instead of making, okay, we're gonna whatever. 3. I say 4, she says 3. I say 3, she says 4. The married guys know. This is normal. Is she talking over my shoulder? Did she make a face over my shoulder? All right. Anyway, you got it on 2. If you missed something, rewind and watch it again. When they're getting ready to come out of the oven, we'll show you what they look like and we'll show you what we do. Now, 10 minutes on 400 just to give it a little seal on that first one, and then you throw it in the big one, especially it's more important to hit the 400. Is she talking over my shoulder again?
He's tired.
And the second one, we didn't do that 400 thing because the oven's already on, the other one's cooking, so the smaller ones are a little easier to cook actually. So if you had a choice, make multiple small ones rather than huge ones because the small ones are definitely easier to handle and easier to make. We'll be back when they're ready to come out.
It's not cooked yet, so.
All right, so that first one has been in the oven probably a total of about an hour and 15 minutes. It's still not done. You saw what it looked like. It was starting to get golden brown. You want it to be a good golden brown. Not burnt, but golden brown enough where it's good. And we'll snap a nice photo and we'll put it on the thumbnail when it's cooked, completely cooked, and you'll see what kind of nice color it actually gets. It's going to cook down. When you use the glass Pyrex trays, it's a lot easier because you can sort of see the underside and gauge how much it's cooked by looking at the underside. Ma?
Yeah.
Anything else to say about it? You got to speak up. Anything else to say about the
No.
pizza king?
Once they're cooked, you take them out and you put them on a rack and you cool them off.
Okay, so that's it. Cool them on a rack. So you're going to pull them out. You're going to sort of flip it over and then flip it back onto the rack. Cool it on a rack. Once it's cool, goes into a refrigerator wrapped in, what do we wrap it in, wax paper?
Wax paper. Never foiled.
Never foil, never saran wrap, wax paper in the refrigerator. If you want to freeze it, same thing, wax paper. Like I said, it's going to last up to 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks, we're going to go with 2 weeks. Up to 2 weeks in the refrigerator. If you want it to last longer than that, cut it up, freeze it, and then you can take a chunk out or 2 at a time. But when you freeze it, use wax paper also in the freezer, and you can actually rubber band the pieces with the wax paper so the wax paper doesn't come off, and then they're individual snacks in the freezer. All right? when we had some extra dough left over, and we actually made calzones. And for you in the South, it's calzone. But we made calzones with, you can see behind me with the extra dough. We took some leftover meatballs we had in the refrigerator, some leftover sausage, added some ragout, we took some ham and cheese, put that in there, so we made calzones for dinner. And my plan is to get
No one
Michelle
wants to cook dinner after doing this all day.
to make, let's clean the leftovers out of the refrigerator calzones once a week with the dough. Because if that happens, that's 52 dough times. That's 52 times making this dough once a week. Before the next Easter comes, and she'll be a pro at making the dough, because definitely the hardest part about this is making that dough. Yeah, you can buy pizza dough, you can buy pastry dough in the supermarket, it never comes out the same, and the cousins out there that are salivating, you know what I mean, that flaky crust, you love it. So anyway, that's it from Axel's Kitchen and Axel's Garage today. If you like the episode, please give us that thumbs up, especially in honor of my big red wrapped tip cut off thumb. And if you like what we're doing here at Axel's Garage, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.